Welcome to World Icons and Travel. Today, we delve into the monumental life of Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill, a towering figure of the 20th century whose indomitable spirit and powerful words rallied a nation and shaped the course of history. Join us as we explore the geographical landscapes that formed the backdrop of his extraordinary career, trace his journey through the corridors of power and the battlefields of empire, and examine the profound impact of his leadership during the darkest hours of World War II. From the grandeur of Blenheim Palace to the war rooms of London, prepare to witness the remarkable story of a true icon. Our exploration of Churchill's world begins now. Blenheim and Harrow, the formative years of a future leader. Winston Churchill was born in 1874 at Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire, a magnificent estate steeped in British history. Explore images of Blenheim Palace and its surrounding Oxfordshire landscape. His aristocratic background and lineage connected him to the heart of British power and tradition. Show images depicting the Churchill family history and Blenheim Palace's significance. His education at Harrow School, though not academically stellar, provided him with a strong foundation in rhetoric and history, skills that would later define his leadership. Show images of Harrow School and illustrations of Churchill's time there. The geography of Victorian England, with its vast empire and industrial might, formed the context of Churchill's early life and ambitions. Show maps illustrating the extent of the British Empire during the late 19th century and images of British industrial centers. These formative years, amidst the grandeur of Blenheim and the traditions of Harrow, laid the groundwork for the complex and ambitious character of the man who would become one of Britain's greatest leaders. Soldier and correspondent, adventures across the empire. Churchill's early career was marked by a thirst for adventure and a desire to witness history firsthand. He served as a soldier and a war correspondent across the far-flung corners of the British Empire. Explore maps highlighting the regions where Churchill served. He saw action in British India, participating in the Malakand Field Force and the Tirah Campaign, gaining early military experience and filing dispatches as a journalist. Show images and illustrations of these campaigns in the Indian subcontinent and excerpts from Churchill's writings. He also served in Sudan during the Mahdist War and famously participated in the last cavalry charge at the Battle of Omdurman. Show images and illustrations of the Sudan Campaign and the Battle of Omdurman. His experiences in the Second Boer War in South Africa, where he was captured and famously escaped, brought him public attention and launched his political career. Show maps of South Africa and illustrations of the Boer War, including Churchill's capture and escape. These travels across the diverse geographies of the British Empire provided him with a broad understanding of the world and honed his writing and observational skills, crucial assets for his future political life. Entering the political arena, a maverick in Parliament. Churchill entered Parliament in 1900 as a Conservative MP and quickly established himself as a gifted orator and a sometimes unconventional politician. Explore images of the Houses of Parliament and London during the early 20th century. His early political career saw him switch parties to the Liberal Party, where he held prominent positions such as President of the Board of Trade and First Lord of the Admiralty. Show illustrations and photographs of Churchill during his early years in Parliament and his time in these government roles. As First Lord of the Admiralty, he played a key role in modernizing the Royal Navy in the lead-up to World War I. Show images of British warships and naval developments of the era. His involvement in the disastrous Gallipoli campaign during World War I led to a period of political wilderness. Show maps of the Gallipoli Peninsula and illustrations of the campaign. Despite setbacks, Churchill remained a prominent voice in British politics, holding various ministerial positions in the interwar years. Show photographs of Churchill during the interwar period and his involvement in different government roles. His often contrarian views and powerful rhetoric continued to shape public debate. The Gathering Storm, warnings unheeded in the 1930s. Throughout the 1930s, as the shadow of fascism and aggression spread across Europe, Churchill was a vocal and often lone voice warning of the growing threat posed by Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler. Explore maps of Europe during the 1930s highlighting the rise of Nazi Germany. Despite holding no major government position for much of the decade, his powerful speeches and writings tirelessly called for British rearmament and a firm stance against appeasement. Show excerpts from Churchill's speeches and writings from the 1930s. His warnings were often dismissed by the government and the public, who hoped to avoid another devastating war. Show political cartoons and news headlines reflecting the policy of appeasement. The geographical expansion of Nazi Germany in the lead-up to World War II underscored the accuracy of Churchill's warnings. Show maps illustrating the territorial gains of Nazi Germany in the late 1930s. His isolation during this period highlights his courage and foresight in recognizing the grave danger that others chose to ignore. Show photographs of Churchill in his study at Chartwell, where he often wrote his warnings. The finest hour, leading Britain through the Blitz. With the outbreak of World War II in 1939 and the subsequent fall of France in 1940, Winston Churchill became Prime Minister of Britain during its darkest hour. Explore maps of Europe during the early years of World War II. His powerful oratory and unwavering resolve rallied the British people and inspired resistance against Nazi Germany. Show iconic footage and photographs of Churchill delivering his wartime speeches. We shall fight on the beaches. The Battle of Britain and the Blitz. The sustained bombing campaign against British cities tested the resilience of the nation. Show dramatic images and footage of the Blitz in London and other cities. Churchill's leadership during this period was crucial in maintaining morale and coordinating the war effort. Show images of Churchill visiting bomb sites and interacting with the British people. His close relationship with the United States under President Franklin D. Roosevelt was vital in securing crucial aid and support. Show photographs of Churchill and Roosevelt meeting. The geographical isolation of Britain and the determination of its people, coupled with Churchill's leadership, proved to be a formidable obstacle to Hitler's ambitions. The Grand Alliance, shaping the post-war world. As World War II progressed, Churchill played a key role in forging and maintaining the Grand Alliance with the United States and the Soviet Union against the Axis powers. Explore maps of the world during World War II highlighting the Allied and Axis powers. His wartime conferences with Roosevelt and Stalin at places like Tehran, Yalta, and Potsdam shaped the post-war world order. Show historical photographs of these conferences and the key leaders involved. Churchill was a strong advocate for the liberation of Europe from Nazi occupation and played a significant role in the planning of major Allied offensives, including the D-Day landings in Normandy. Show maps and footage of the D-Day landings and the liberation of Western Europe. However, as the war drew to a close, Churchill became increasingly concerned about the growing influence of the Soviet Union in Eastern Europe, coining the phrase Iron Curtain to describe the division of the continent. Show maps illustrating the Iron Curtain and the division of post-war Europe. His vision for the post-war world, though influential, was sometimes at odds with the priorities of the other Allied leaders. Show photographs and discussions from the post-war conferences. Later years and enduring legacy. A statesman for the ages, Churchill served a second term as Prime Minister in the early 1950s, focusing on post-war recovery and Britain's role in the emerging Cold War. Explore images of Britain during the post-war recovery period. He remained a powerful voice on the international stage, advocating for Western unity and vigilance against Soviet expansionism. Show photographs of Churchill during his second premiership and his speeches on the Cold War. He continued to write prolifically, winning the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1953 for his historical and oratorical mastery. Show images of Churchill with his literary works and during the Nobel Prize ceremony. His retirement years were spent at Chartwell, where he continued to write and paint. Show images of Churchill at Chartwell in his later years. Winston Churchill died in 1965 at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest leaders of the 20th century. His courage, eloquence, and unwavering determination in the face of tyranny continue to inspire generations. Show images of Churchill's state funeral and memorials dedicated to him around the world. Winston Churchill, a man of immense intellect, courage, and conviction, navigated the tumultuous currents of the 20th century and left an indelible mark on the world. From his early adventures across the British Empire to his unwavering leadership during World War II and his later reflections on the Cold War, Churchill's life is a testament to the power of individual will and the importance of standing firm in the face of adversity. His words and actions continue to resonate, reminding us of the enduring values of freedom and democracy. What aspects of Churchill's extraordinary life and legacy resonate most deeply with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow history enthusiasts and world explorers, and subscribe to World Icons and Travel for more in-depth explorations of the remarkable individuals who have shaped our world. Until our next journey through history, farewell.